Whether you can name every sail and rope in the rigging of this ship, or you barely have your sea legs, you've never sailed waters like these before. The vast, varied, and very dangerous Indian Ocean is where you will fight for fortune and infamy in Skull and Bones, alongside your friends, your allies you have yet to meet in co-op, and your enemies who you have yet to cross in combat. Every element of this expansive pirate fantasy has been crafted with care and creativity by Ubisoft teams around the world, and led by Ubisoft Singapore, who has captained the ship with a few guiding principles to ensure Skull and Bones is ready for you to take the helm.
Our rallying cry is best naval combat game ever. We've been really active in working with our community. We've had multiple insider programs where we've really been able to leverage those experiences on improving the game. And that's resulted in amazing things like sea monsters and ghost ships, and being able to improve our incredibly deep naval combat system. We've added things like boarding, grappling, where you shoot out grappling hooks and you're pulling ships towards you as part of the experience. So a ton of depth has gone into the game pre-launch, and that's been possible through this interaction that we've had with our community, and it's resulted in amazing things in the areas that I think are going to be the things that our fans and our players are going to really enjoy.
We want players to really get attached to their ships. Of course, at the start of Skull and Bones, you don't have a very nice ship, and that's the whole point. You want to get into a place where you get to craft better ships.
That experience in terms of progression, how to create that kind of feeling that, hey, now I'm feeling better. Oh, that was a difficult boss. I want to actually be able to defeat it, so I want even better equipment, I want better stuff.
And we put a lot of time in making sure that the physics feel appropriate. So we play with buoyancy and mass and drag, and the small ship in high waves is definitely going to have a bit of a rougher time than the bigger ship. So we really want the player to feel the difference in each one.
We want players to be able to customize their ships. So all the vanity that you get throughout the game, you can actually equip on all your ships, whether it's a small ships or a medium ship or a ship of a different type. We want players to be able to use all of that vanity that you collected.
Crafting and customizing and choosing a pet for all the ships in your fleet is an important part of Skull and Bones. Even more important is what you do with them.
There's not one way to play Skull and Bones. You can go down the golden path of progression and follow that, or you can be a pirate and break the rules and go, craft your own adventure and then team up with your friends, or call for help in a situation and then make new friends in a group. That was a philosophy that we took into designing our contracts, all of our experiences, that co-op really needs to be at the heart of the gameplay experience. And you have to think about that from a development perspective of how are you designing contracts, who gets to complete a contract, how we're distributing loot.
We put a lot of effort to make sure that it's easy for you to play contracts together, and I think that's a big improvement that we pushed really hard for, because we want players to be able to enjoy the whole game with your friends.
We need to make sure that all players see the same waves. Our position of our waves in our water tech is deterministic, meaning it's always going to be in the same place at every moment in that server for everyone. We always know that, because we need to make sure there's no frustration. That would really not be good for a multiplayer game. We really wanted to push the way the environment interacts. We want the wind to create sprays, and we want particles coming off of shore waves, and Flores, our VFX artist, added bioluminescence to the water. And it looks the same during the day, but at night you get the glow.
Everything you see in Skull and Bones has been created with you and your fellow privateers in mind, and you'll also notice the unique touch of Ubisoft Singapore, as they've taken cues from their community and found inspiration in making a game set so close to home.
I think the moment we actually broke some of the shackles that we had to say like, hey, let's have sea monsters in, right? Community wants it. Let's have ghost ships in. We open up like the supernatural, and then suddenly you see that like the creative space, like for all the team members suddenly just expanded.
So the first mate was a new feature that we brought into the game with the extra time that we had. She represents a brand new character that we were able to add in, more exciting than the existing characters because she sticks with you throughout the entire game from start to finish.
Perhaps this will help you chart your path forward, friend.
As you develop a relationship with her, there's going to be more of her backstory and who she is, and hopefully one day you will find out that, whether she's a friend or foe. Let's put it that way.
You are free to make your own luck now, Captain.
Captain, is it?
One of the best parts about being lead studio in Singapore is the fact that we get to add our own little slice of identity to it. Not just from the shanties that are close to this region, but more in the case of our first mate. We actually casted her as a Singaporean, so we were able to record her locally, and you can hear her in-game.
I'll stay by the ship while you tread shore. Pay no mind to the bottom feeders, Captain. Remember, we answer only to the winds of fate.
One thing we spent a lot more time to be able to improve is the gameplay aspect of the sound effects. Being able to identify which cannons these are, at which level they are, and at whatever size ship that you're at. That being said, we also wanted to be able to identify the kind of archetypes that you'd be fighting, especially before they fire those cannons. For some of these archetypes, you'll have them sound like an angry mob trying to kill you. Then you'll notice there's some that have a bit of a chain of command, a call and response, that sound a bit military. Then you'll know that that's more of like a pirate hunter or a warship that's coming, and then you'd understand that, okay, maybe I should turn and run.
Turn and run or stay and fight. You get to make the call when you download and play the Skull and Bones Open Beta for free from this Thursday, February 8th to Sunday, February 11th. Any progress you make, you'll keep when you play the full game. Skull and Bones Early Access begins on February 13th, and you can get in by joining Ubisoft Plus Premium or pre-ordering the Premium Edition of the game. The full launch is February 16th, as Skull and Bones unfurls its sails on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Want to learn what it's like to be a kingpin in the Skull and Bones endgame and keep up with Year 1 seasonal plans? Subscribe to this YouTube channel and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.